Hey. So the other day I was watching a video of Pocket Watching with JT, who is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Dude is doing some amazing things. So if you are not following Pocket Watching with JT, please go ahead over there and subscribe to his channel. So one of the questions that one of the commenters under his video asked was, what is the difference between a 401k and a pension plan, specifically a pension plan that does not have a match? So let me do my best to explain it. And this isn't financial advice by any means, but I'm just kind of trying to give my perspective on the difference between a 401k and a pension. So 401k is basically a plan that allows you to invest pre-tax dollars into the market. However you want to invest that money, this is a vehicle that allows you to invest pre-tax. So let's suppose you make $100,000 a year. Last year, you could put $20,500 into the 401k pre-tax. So it would reduce your taxable income by $20,500. This year, it has been increased to $22,500. And once again, like I said, this is a really beneficial strategy for current year's tax purposes, because it's gonna grow tax deferred, which means that you will pay taxes on the money as you pull it out. Some 401ks do have an employer match. Some don't have an employer match, but a 401k basically, for the most part, is going to be paid by the employee most of the time. And like I said, there are some companies that have very generous 401k matches. There are some companies that have small 401k matches, but there are some that don't have a match. A pension plan, and I could speak specifically on this, a pension plan is basically where the government entity or your school district or employer, what they do, they will put a certain amount of money to the side every month. And usually, like I know in my particular district, in my state, we pay a certain amount as well. So it is somewhat of a match. Like, it really is a match. I think we pay like 7% and they pay like 10% or something like that. And every month that goes in there without fail. So then at the end of a certain amount of time, it could depend on the rule of 80, a rule of 90. And the rule of 80 basically is where you add your years of service and your age. And then once you hit 80, then that means that you can start collecting your pension. So I'm just off the top of my head, 55 and 25. So if you start working at a job and you have the rule 80 and you're 30 years old and you work for 25 years, then you add that 55 and the 25 years and you'll have your rule of 80, basically. Now, a lot of companies, a lot of state retirement systems are going to the rule of 90, which of course is going to add basically 10 years or 5 years on each side to that. It just makes it harder for the particular individual to retire sooner, of course. And there's some that are even saying, okay, now instead of the rule of 80, we're going to do the rule of 90. But not only are we going to do the rule of 90, we're also going to make sure that you're 65 when you retire. So it is just obviously an actuary thing. Like, the actuary, people don't understand they have actuaries with all of these plans. And, as morbid as it sounds, the pension plan wants you to pass as early as possible. They don't want you to live to be 110 years old, because they are paying that money out every month until you die. Or if you choose a lower paying plan, they will pay your beneficiary until they die, after you die. So if you retire at 60 years old, and then you were driving down the street and you get in a car accident and unfortunately you die at 61, I'm not gonna say they're sitting around cheering for that, but it's gonna save them millions of dollars in the long run. So yeah, a pension plan is a plan that's going to pay you a guaranteed amount of money for the rest of your life. A 401k plan is dependent solely on your investment choices. So if you are going to invest in a 401k plan, if I were to invest in a 401k plan, I do have the 403b, but I invest in total stock market fund. But if that's your sole, retirement vehicle, I would definitely recommend something like a retirement 2045 or retirement 2060, just a fund that's going to automatically, adjust the allocation as you get closer to retirement, because you don't want to be really stock heavy when you get closer to retirement, because as you've seen last year, the market has gone down so much, and you don't want to be stuck with, lower performing funds at the end of your career when you retire. I'm comfortable doing that because I know I'm going to have a pension coming in, so I could gamble a little more, throughout retirement, or, throughout my working years until I get to retirement. I'm fine with the market going up and down because I realize with dollar cost averaging every month that I'll be able to buy more shares as the market goes down. And then when it comes back up, the value of that particular portfolio will increase, but I'm going to buy less shares. So that's the gist of it. The 401k is not a guaranteed amount of money in retirement, and it's dependent really on your investment choices. And the pension plan is a guaranteed amount of money each month in your retirement. So I hope that I explained it well. Please go ahead and drop any comments below and let me know if you have any particular questions. But hey, whether you have a pension, a 401k, a 403b, or both, good luck with everything. I also would advise you to try your best to open a Roth IRA, because that is post-tax money that grows tax-free. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you have not already liked, shared, and subscribed to the channel, please do so. All right. Appreciate you guys. Take care.